I'll raise his rings until he starts going to play.
Tiko hori ki tu atiara e, peki atura koutou ki te pūtahi tangore hua, ki te kahui o te kaharangi e, haere atura koutou, haere atura. Haere mai rai rungi I te karanga mai o hoa o te rānei, piki mai rāna akana o nā hau e whae e ke mai ana ki tēnei taumata mena tohu o te maturanga e, tēnei rā te whakatīnana tanga o nā moimoia, nei mātou e tūnei ki te whakanui a koutou katoa, tū mai te ihi, tū mai te wehe, tū mai te wane e, haere mai, haere mai, haere mai rā. Ua tai mai mātou ngā tauira me ngā whānau tautuku ki te whakanui i tēnei rā whakahirihira e. Ka ranga mai, toia mai, pungia mai rā. Whakatau mai rā, whakatau mai rā, whakatau mai rā.
E aku parika rangaranga o ronga marae roa tēnā kōrua i o kōrua reo ti ororo, i o kōrua reo pā ororo e rāhiri ake nei te tini tangata. Kei te kāhui kahika o te whare wānanga o Waitaha tēnā kūtau e noho ahorangi mai rā kūtau i te rānei. E te amo kapua Māori te whakakanohitanga mai o taumutu, te arahi ake nei a tātou i te rānei e Liz, tēnā koe. Kei ngā pau wako o tēnei whare wānanga e tūhāhā mai i te rānei, tēnā kūtau katoa. Kei ngā paua, kei ngā taua, kei ngā hākui, kei ngā hākoro, kei ngā teina, kei ngā tuakana, kei ngā tamariki mokopuna, ngā whānau, kua tatu mai te rānei, tēnā kūtau katoa. O tira ki a kūtau ngā pua waitanga kua whakaputa i a kūtau ki te ateatanga i runga i te aro o pautama ki te mātauranga mutunga korea. Whenua noa e tēnā kūtau katoa. Ko maunga tere te maunga, ko huru nui me waimakariri ngāwa. Ko tuahiwi te papakainga, ko ngai tuahuriri te mana whenua, ko ngai tahu te iwi. Tō reira kei ngā pua waitanga, ko piki koutou i te ara o te mātauranga mutunga kore. Whakaputa ia koutou ki te ao whānui heirangatira moa pōpō. Kia whi itikina rā ngā kupu a te runanga o ngai tahu Aotearoa o ngai tahu whānui e mea nei, mō tātou mō kauri a muri ake nei. Kia ura hoki ki te kōrero a te upoko o mua, o te runanga o ngai tuahuriri api te tohori e mea nei ki a tawhai ki te iwi. To all iwi, and to those of us here today, welcome, welcome, thrice welcome. Maunga Tere is the ancestral mountain. Huru Nui e Waimakariri are the flowing waters. Tuahiwi is the marae. Ngai Tuahuriri are the mana whenua in Christchurch City. Ngai Tahu, the iwi of this takiwā, welcomes you here today. To those families who have supported the graduands, we say welcome. And to you, our leaders of tomorrow, we beseech you to hold firm to the words of the tribal utterance that says, mō tātou mō kauri a muri ake nei, to maintain an intergenerational and multi-generational approach in all that you do in the world, and to cleave to the words of Pita Te Hori, a former upoko runanga o Ngai Tuahuriri, who says, in all that you do in the world, look after all the people, no matter who they are and no matter where they may be from. Aoraki matatu, go out to the world and stand proud like the mountain of Aoraki. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, kia ora hui hui mai rā tātou katoa.
Manu tiria,
Manu tiria, manu erohia, ki te poho o te raka, katou rere, katou mai te rui, e tau e koia.
Koia,
Koia ko tarariki ki mai maui e hara I te vitu me te waru e tau e koia.
koia.
Ka tāpiti hono ka tātai hono ko rātou ko te hunga mate kia rātou. To those who have passed beyond the veil, we ask that they rest in peace. Ka tāpiti hono ka tātai hono ko tātou kia tātou. And to us all here today, we ask that the seas before us all be calm, that they glisten like greenstone, and that the shimmer of summer dance across our pathways now and forevermore. Aoraki matatu, tēnā koutou, kia ora hui hui mai rā tātou katoa kei raro.
Ka tangi te titi, ka tangi te kaka, ka tangi hoki a hou, ti hei moriora. Ro rangatira mā, no mai, piki mai, haere mai ki te whare wānanga o Waitaha. No reira, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa. I welcome you to the University of Canterbury and invite all present to stand, remove trenches, and join in singing the Maori and English versions of the first verse of the national anthem, as in your program and as displayed on the screens behind me. Please be seated. It is a pleasure for me to welcome you to the University of Canterbury graduation ceremony in my 7th year as your elected Chancellor. My speeches at these ceremonies over the course of the last 6 years have painted a picture of the recovery and renewal of our great university throughout what has been one of the most challenging and difficult chapters in its 145-year-old history. Following the earthquakes of 2010 and 2011, UC made a commitment to staying open and getting on with things. to recovering student numbers as quickly as possible, to taking maximum advantage of a unique opportunity to repair and redevelop our campus, to balancing the books. All of this thereby ensuring the university's future and its future success. We secured government support. We did stay open for business throughout, delivering our core programs of teaching and research while moving staff and students, facilities and resources around both the Ilam and Dovedale campuses. We have all but completed the most significant upgrade of the university's facilities since it was first constructed some 50 years ago. Now, through the massive efforts made by so many of our people, operating through so many channels, UC has opened the door on a new and exciting future. So much behind us, so much more and better to come. In fact, many new doors have been opened as our massive building program now draws to an end. November's Chancellor's dinner celebrated the rebuild of our engineering precinct, the separate wings leading into and unified by our stunning new covered space, the engineering core. At the heart of the Rutherford Regional Science and Innovation Centre, the Ernest Rutherford Building, a cathedral of complex, cutting-edge and very exciting laboratories, was opened by the Prime Minister in February and is now fully in use. The redevelopment of Rehua, the former Commerce Building, will be completed later this year and bring the College of Education, Health and Human Development home to the Island campus for the first time. Construction of our major priority, a fit-for-purpose, streamlined and again very exciting Canterbury Students' Association owned and operated new complex is well underway. We have also returned to our roots at the university's first home, the Christchurch Arts Centre, through a long-term lease of what was originally the Canterbury College Chemistry Building, Old Chem. Old Chem is now UC Arts at the Arts Centre, and it, and particularly the Thiess Museum of Classical Antiquities, had received many thousands of visitors by last year's end. The campus renewal allows our university to offer some of the most modern facilities in the Southern Hemisphere, if not the world. And make no mistake, we have built and they have come. For the second year in a row, we have seen strong growth in new to UC domestic student numbers, extraordinarily strong growth in foreign student numbers, and higher levels of postgraduate students than ever before. UC is now well positioned to take full advantage of its regeneration, and our energies can now move from a focus on bricks and mortar to what really counts in a university, its students. This will be the challenge for the Council and the new university leadership to come. New buildings allow for new methods of learning and teaching, and UC is embracing these developments. Research-informed teaching of the highest international standing is available, accessible, and affordable right here, right now, at the University of Canterbury. In acknowledging the changing nature of tertiary education, we accept our responsibility to ensure our students continue to succeed in their lives and careers long after they leave our care on the path to an unknowable future. No longer does a student attend university just to get a degree, nor, having done so, does the university just cast them loose. We will continue to deliver to our students a first-class education in their chosen discipline. As they graduate, they will have a taste for community service. They will be employment ready and in many cases already work experienced. They will be globally conscious often with overseas experience, and personally, they will be coming to terms with what it takes to be accepting of and comfortable with their roles in a bicultural nation in a multicultural world. These attributes and the career foundations they provide are central to everything UC stands for. Over the coming years, we'll be doing our utmost to attract, retain, and grow great talent as we continue to build our world-class university. There are still tough challenges ahead for us, but UC is an inspirational, international, interesting, and rewarding place to be. Increasingly, we are looking out not just to the past, but to the future, forward towards the university's 150th anniversary in 2023. Already, we are catching tantalising glimpses of what more our already great university will by then have become. So much for the future. Today is a time for celebration and congratulations to our graduands. It is a time to acknowledge their talents and their commitment to the goals they set themselves and the disciplines they imposed upon themselves, in most cases, years ago. This is the time to celebrate not only their hard work, but also their resilience, because a university qualification does not come easily. This is an occasion that you, our graduands, will remember for the rest of your lives. I hope you will remind yourself from time to time of the setbacks, disappointments, and doubts you overcame to be here, ready to graduate today. Our special admiration goes out to those of you who found ways to manage the competing demands of study, family life, and a working career. We particularly acknowledge those for whom university once seemed a daunting prospect, something out of reach, an impossible dream. Perhaps this was because of a disability, because they had tried before and failed, because it was many years since they had studied, because English was not their first language, or simply because they were the first in the generations of their family down all the centuries to have both the opportunity and the hunger to go to university. To be first in the family to attempt to do so and succeed is hard. I was once one of those too. It is a time too to acknowledge and thank the two most important contributors to the success of our graduates, the university colleges, those lecturers, tutors and support staff who gave so freely of their knowledge and time, and those family members, whānau and friends who have supported those graduating today. They offered practical help and encouragement in times of stress and sometimes doubt. They all became critical to your eventual success. Let us note as a community and as a nation how much we will benefit from your success. You will make significant contributions through your knowledge of the latest thinking and research in your fields. You take out into our community the ability to reason at an advanced level. Many of you will become leaders in your professions. All of you will work in the service of humanity, and many will go beyond our shores. I know that wherever you choose to work and settle, you will use your new skills to contribute to a better world. As graduates, you will now become University of Canterbury alumni. You will join a community of scholars well in excess of 100,000 strong and become part of a mutually supportive network. We look forward to maintaining contact with you and to welcome you back home from wherever you are for the rest of your lives, as often and for as long as you care to come. It is a time now for me to declare the formal words that give effect under statute to graduation and signal the highlight of our celebration. As each of our graduands comes forward, let us again call to mind their work, their commitment, and the determination that led to this, their very special moment. I now convene a ceremony of the University of Canterbury for the conferment of degrees and the receipt of diplomas. In the name of the University of Canterbury, I, Lionel John Wood, Chancellor, now confer degrees in this university upon those who are about to be presented. I call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Rod Carr, to introduce those who will present the graduands.
I call upon the Associate Dean of Postgraduate Research, Associate Professor Bronwyn Hayward, to present the doctoral graduands.
Doctoral degrees are the highest academic qualifications awarded by the University of Canterbury. They're a mark of intellectual ability, critical thinking, and independence. In your graduation program, there is a short description of the research conducted by each of the doctoral graduands. As each walks across the stage, the title of their doctoral thesis will appear on the screen, and members of their supervisory team here on stage will stand to acknowledge the student's achievement. Sir, I have the honour to present these graduands for the conferment of degrees. Ali Rad in Civil Engineering. Mohammed Fazli bin Abdul Pattar in Chemical Process Engineering. Diwakar Bujal in Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Zainab Chijini in Civil Engineering. Sean Marcus Davidson in Mechanical Engineering. Gitano Didwell in Chemical and Process Engineering. Fabian Zeno Ole Dolomor in Chemical and Process Engineering. Vikahus Gore in Chemical and Process Engineering. Iman Hashad Zadeh in Chemical and Process Engineering. Niku Khan Mohammadi Hasafe in Civil Engineering. Matthew Joseph MacDonald in Chemical and Process Engineering. Vera Badra Harash Mandalaika in Human Interface Technology. Scott George Paulin in Mechanical Engineering. Raza Sharangas in Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Mark Thomas Stoffels in Mechanical Engineering. Jacobus Daniel van der Walt in Civil Engineering. Ziying Chang in Chemical and Process Engineering. Sir, I now invite Gila Fabik to receive the Doctor of Philosophy for Calvin Fong Chai Lim in Chemical and Process Engineering.
now call upon the Dean of Engineering, Associate Professor Dirk Pons, to present the graduands in his college.
So, I have the honour to present these graduands for the conferment of degrees and the receipt of diplomas and certificates. Masters of Engineering, Thomas James Fruin. Sid Gilani. Rahman Jinnah Hadi. Master of Engineering in Management with distinction, Jonas Oost. Masters of Engineering in Management, Elliot Frederick Burr. Mitchell Renault Cook. Joshua Dean Erickson. Sean Patrick Fitzgibbon. Nathan Ryan Gary. Daniel Jonathan Hall. Oliver James Hunt. Sid William Hutchins. Jihua Lai. Callum Charles Powick Lott. Josephine Rose Milton. Garrett Renee Grant Muller. Harry Galbraith Paulin. Mark Stephen Rain. George Henry Russon. Yuki Carl Shimahara. Bryce John Smith. Geraldi Ramanda Tia Tawi Jaja. John Andrew Tweed. Timothy David Walton. Henry James MacLeod Wilson. Masters of Engineering in Transportation, Mark Andrew Gregory. Sonia Pollard. Romani Melad Shah Robim. Masters of Engineering Studies, Milad Amin Mansour. Min Hua Gu. Scott William Nelson. Ying Fei Peng. Pradeep Rupaketi. Yusong Shi. Anastasia Verbeitska. Shao Yang Shu. Shu Zhao. Masters of Human Interface Technology, Helen Frieda Figg. Hu Mayan Khan. Postgraduate Certificate in Engineering, Elena Nina Shiva. Bachelor of Engineering with First Class Honours and Diploma in Global Humanitarian Engineering, Laura Ashley Mayers. Bachelor of Engineering with First Class Honours, Riwaj Dakal, Senior Scholar. Benjamin Luke Holton, Senior Scholar. Din Cheng Liu, Senior Scholar. Albert James Sterling Nisbet, Senior Scholar. Matthew Robert Poole, Senior Scholar. Laura Kate Schwass, Senior Scholar. Jaden John Aburn. Liam Adamson Allen. Jeremy Neville Barnett. James Alexander Bailey. Catherine Elena Beasley. Caleb Blythe Stewart Bergstrom. Sky Margaret Blundell. Thomas Laure Robert Baudin. Mitchell Robert Brown. Ryan Eli Brown. David Sherwood Burton. Peter Aaron Kamak. Benjamin Roy Cartwright. Samuel Francis Cassidy. Hamish Chaffee Christola. Nicholas Crichton Christella. Stephanie Elizabeth Corkery. Georgia Rose Crisp. Thomas Simon John Dench. William James Dunlop. Jared Peter Durling. Florence Felix Hempel Everett. Colin Joseph Fruin. Laura Elizabeth Fuge. Thomas Ingalls James Galbraith. Elizabeth Sarah Garner. Shane David Goldringham. Laura Jean Goodman. Reagan Forbes Gully. Brent Hainsworth. Jessica Kate Hamilton. Nicholas Simon Coupland Hine. Christopher William Harland. James Kemp Heffernan. Tyler Dean Goff Hendrickson. Jeremy Hugh Holland. Stefan James Holmberg. Luke Graham Holmes. Mark Richard Horner. Sheng Hu. Maya Wahi Island Blake. Connor James Charles Jane. Katrina Louise Jensen. June Sue Kim. Win Yang Praise Lee. Andrew David Liang. Sarah Line. Angus Emerson Mabin. Andrew Jack Mack. Alexander James Mangtalo. Campbell Stephen McDermott. Richard Finlay McNaughton. Thomas John McRoby. Harriet Jane Miller-Brown. Thomas William Milliken. Max Alexander John Mitchell. Jack Lawrence Montgomery. Robert Conley Murray. Fraser Matthews Thomas Neal. Cameron Patrick Grieg O'Keefe. Lydia Charlotte Rose Oldfield. Stuart Nigel Ritchie Orchard. Oliver James Paris Piper. Nick John Pascoe. Joshua Philip Patterson. Jonathan James Pethybridge. Timothy Clary Peterson. Samuel David Pitcaithley. James Robert Ramsey. Vincent Austin Riley. Luke Ian Rezima. Daniel James Robertson. Jack Alexander Roy. Luke Alexander Rundle. Nicholas Taylor Russell. Xavier Roy Wallace Sander. Todd Michael Selak. Isaac Louis Severinson. Blake Sanson Shirley. Ashley Williamson. Jordan Caretti Simmons. Benjamin James George Sinclair. Jacob Francis Smith. Sarah Ann Smith. Gabrielle Mary Steer. Timothy Sean Stevens. Brittany Jane Stewart. Jacob Donald Stewart. George Samuel Stillwell. Grace Mitchell Stumbles. Maxwell James McNeil Sydney. Joshua William Telford. Yihir Tian. Sean Brian Tocker. Michelle Yixi Tu. Rebecca Claire Tuke. Elida Katharina van Voort. Harrison James Rudiford Waddy. Otto Domenico Waldham Maloney. Evie Rose Wallace. Yung Yun Wang. Oliver Frost Wares. Nicholas Jack Weaver. Alexander Saul Vainix. Jeffrey Stewart Wilkin. Francesca Elizabeth Wilkinson. Riley Justin Wilson. Jessica Daisy Wanda. Ariel Yap. Darren Paul Yaxley. Bachelor of Engineering with Second Class Honours Division 1 and Diploma in Global Humanitarian Engineering, Quinn Murray Hornblow. Bachelors of Engineering with Second Class Honours Division 1, Philippa Kate Andrew. Zachary John Andrews. Julian Annette Chi. Martin Riggs Reynoso A. Reyes. Hayden James Wirumu Barber. Liam David Barker. Scott George Peter Bevan. Lincoln Thomas Blair. William Edward Borry. Timothy Sholto Breen. Jason Allen Brown. Igor Bubanya. Matt Andrew Campbell. Samuel Edward Chadwick. Hossein Chen. Zhu Feng Chen. Aaron David Chinnery Brown. TTP Pat Chira Patana Korn. Ryan Alexander Clough. Joshua Austin Cornish. Sarah Louise Caldray. Luke Courtney.
This morning's musical interlude will be performed by Hayley Tate and Mark Menzies. Hayley is a UC student studying social work and a Bachelor of Māori and Indigenous Studies, minoring in musical performance. She has a passion for classical music, particularly the work of Franz Schubert. Hayley will be performing a set of 3 songs in the musical theatre style, accompanied by UC School of Music Head of Performance, Professor Mark Menzies. Jekyll and Hyde is a well-known musical written by Frank Wildhorn and Leslie Briscius. In the musical, Dr. Jekyll unwittingly unleashes his dark side while trying to find a cure for his father's mental illness and ends up committing murder as Mr. Hyde. Emma is in love with Jekyll. She sneaks into his laboratory one night to read his journal. However, Jekyll snatches this off her to stop her from seeing what he has become. Emma can tell that he is distraught, so confesses her love for him through Once Upon a Time. The Fantastics were written in 1960 by Harvey Schmidt with lyrics by Tom Jones. The musical is about 2 neighbouring fathers who trick their children, Louisa and Matt, into falling in love by pretending to feud. The 2 young teenagers then go on to explore the exciting experiences of adulthood and eventually come back together to find that all they ever wanted was each other. Much more is sung by Louisa, expressing her fantasies of escaping into the unknown. Love Went A-Riding was composed by Frank Bridge from the poem by Mary Coleridge. The song has a mythical sense which is filled with energy and movement. The music and lyrics combine to create a beautiful sounding where the colours of spring are heightened through sunlight. Pegasus, the sign of love, rides through the sky on wings. These 3 compositions all contemplate about what are we to become. It is my pleasure to invite Hayley Tate and Mark Menzies to perform for you.
When this all began, we knew there'd be a prize. Once upon a dream, we were lost in love's embrace. time before. Hope was still an open door. Once upon a dream, and I was unafraid. The dream was so exciting, and now I see it fade, and I am here alone. Once upon a dream, you were heaven sent to me. Was it never meant to be? Was it just a dream? Could we begin again? Once upon a dream. I'd like to swim in a clear blue sea where the water is icy cold, then go to town in a golden gown and have my fortune told. Just once, just once, just once before I'm old. I'd like to be not evil, but a little worldly wise, to be the kind of girl designed to be kissed upon the eyes. I'd like to dance till 2 o'clock, or sometimes dance till dawn. Or if the band could stand it, just go on and on and on. Just once, before the chance is gone. I'd like to waste a week or two and never do a chore, to wear my hair unfastened so it billows to the floor, to do the things I've dreamed about but never done before. Perhaps I'm bad or wild or mad with lots of grief in store, but I want much more than keeping house, much more, much more, much more. Then all the youths and the maidens cried, "Stay here with us, stay here with us, King of Kings." But love said no, for the horse I rode
Bachelors of Engineering with Second Class Honours Division 1, Bargave Dave. Luke Anthony Davies Colley. Amy Amelia Day. Thomas Louis DeRoy. Zeng Ding. Lakshai Dugal. Jonathan Andrew Hollis Duncan. Drew Wesley Duthie. Caroline Amelia Elliott. Jack Stephen Elliott. Zoe Margaret Evans. Yvette May Falloon. Benjamin Neil Fisher. Tanek Vaughan Gardner. Jonathan David Garrett. Samuel Robert Godwin. Hamish Stewart Hayes. Kieran Lloyd Hames. Gavin Smethurst Headley. Darren Owen Hillis. Florence Elizabeth Hinder. Connor Thomas Charles Hobbs. Liam James Hopkins. James Oliver Hogan Hunt. William Roger Jones. Joshua James Yobert. Gabriella Sigland Young. Timothy Edwin Kiberin. Daniel Thomas Kibble. Ye In Kim. Kanya Kon Kosina Nonth. Adam Morris Lamsdale Livin. Yunjian Lee. Annie Gabrielle Lines. Stephen Jacob Rosengrave Lloyd. Margot Maria Lovrich. Sean Peter MacDonald. Colin Y. Loon Ma. Ronak Malhotra. Timothy Joseph Junovich Marsh. Alec John Morn. Thomas Paul McArdle. Madison Eilish McConchie. Angus James Mackey. Carl Hayden Francis Mintz. Simon Lewis Miles. Veronica Helen Mitchell. Amar Magdi Mosen. Taylor Eric Molkson. Nikolai Luke Molane. Vanessa Gay Mudabe Smith. Kiri Maria Russia Monen. Sterling Wiley Morgan. Niall John Morrison. Jeremy Alexander Mayers. Shelley Jane Sabero Nasis. Hayden Alistair Noman. Caleb Tatenda Daroa. Jack Oakley Needham. Patrick John Nichols. Liam Meredith Oldersaw. Stanley John O'Toole. Catherine Isabel Parkinson. Krishan Shailish Patel. Hugh Burridge Patterson. James David Penrose. Kendra Renee Mary Plows. Neeraj Prithvi Pratap. Andrei Rado Savalevich. Caitlin Louise Rains. Ben Robert William Reed. Jesse William Karaiti Anna Riddell. Jonathan William Ring. Unuko Orangi Thaddeus Joseph Schuller. Edward William Shearer. Brodie James Shelton. Donald Vincent St. Clair. Aidan Talbot Smith. Joshua Florin Sokolov Pearson. Kyle Crichton Spriggs. Joel Kibblewhite Stephen. Timothy Arthur Stone. Joshua Daniel Sutcliffe. Nicholas John Andrew Simon. Christina Jane MacDonald Taylor. James Aperahama Ta'aika. Briar Sarah Thomas. Nathan Alexander Thompson. Vivian Trang, Peter John Tremaine, Alice Jocelyn Trengrove, Jonty Alexander Trombick, Joshua William van der Sant, Thomas Mason Wallace, Ella Page Walsh, Zanzi Wang, George Lewis Ross Webb, Jonathan James Webb, Hua Yan Wei, Amy Isabel Whiteman, Liliana Ray Wiles, Nicholas Bernard Adams Williams, Joseph Samuel Wilson, Grace Andy Woodall, Samuel Lewis Wyburn, Mingxuan Yang. Bachelor of Engineering with Second Class Honours, Division 2, and Bachelor of Science, Nicholas Gregory van Ursel. Bachelors of Engineering with Second Class Honours, Division 2, Tupu Tongali Aki Filu Awela Aliua Motua. Hamza Aki Hilmai Ali Mufti. Christopher Stephen Arlington. Kirian James Barnes. Alvin Leroy Bartley. Nicholas James Baxter. Carl von Jacques Bukes. Harris Reed Binden. Jack Francis Burgess. Luke William Burgess. Matthew John Balesma. Cheng Kai Chang. Jaden Shio Win Chaya. Reese Austin Clements. Alexander James Davies. Campbell John Dawson. Jigyasa Dakal. Max William Dixon. Dominic John Evans. Peter Fox. Keegan Texas Frost Jones. Jose Balares Galang. Stephen John Gilbert. Adam Vinderlev Hunt. Nicole Leonie Hunter. Luke Russell Johnston. Atul June. Pasan Sisi Raka James Kanda Adara. Pranav Rajesh Kinga. Raha Rui Thomas Joshua Puhi Koya. Pai Onia Fatua Moana Langi Langi. Cade James Lawson. Ye Yu Liu. Hannah Ray Martin. Jock Gifford McNaught. Thomas Andrew Morgan. Angus George Morley Hall. Andrew James Murray. Christopher James Neville Lamb. Theo Martin Joseph Palmer. Sebastian Yao Yang Pian. Anton Wolfgang Possiger. Christina Lee Reed. Ricardo Moore Morris Reynolds. Daniel Luke Roberts. Stephen Murray Simpson. Daniel James Smithies. Jake Hunter Spinks. Edward Angus Stewart. Jared Damon Still. Cameron Joseph Stockman. Callum Scott Taylor. Fraser Richard Taylor. Zachary William Tombleson. Jared Stephen Tucker. Anton John van Vught. Joel Grayson Wellen. Henry James West. Nicola Louise Wellen Henderson. Edward Salter Monami Williams. Aaron Thomas Wilson. Callum James Wisby. Thomas William Wood. Jung Fen Yin. Bachelors of Engineering with third class honours, Abdullah Adib Ahmed Adib. Z. Kion Chai. Patrick Michael Delamere. David Lewis Elliott, Sean Michael Fleck, Jacob Louis Freeman, Bradley David Gibb, Andre Robert Hayden, Jeffrey Stephen Johnson, Chi Fung Lam, Muhammad Afif Solihin bin Mazlan, Imran Mustafa, Corbin Joan Patterson, David Christopher Potts, Shi Hao Sun, Suing Min Yang, Master of Forestry Science with distinction, Michael Francis Thornton-Pay. Masters of Forestry Science with merit, Weng Qian He. Ang Lee. Bachelors of Forestry Science with second class honours Division 1, Zibin Du. Satoru Kuwabara. Mac Tolman Molloy. Bachelors of Forestry Science, Benjamin David Noel Cleary. Cassandra Lee Engler. Samuel Alexander McNall. Christoph Heinrich Riedel.
As an active member of the University of Canterbury Council, Shane Tiaka was elected as the Ngātahu representative on the University Council in April 2016. Shane is a member of the UC Audit and Risk Committee and the Vice-Chancellor Appointment Committee. Shane draws upon a wealth of experiences from commercial and government sectors. In the business community, Shane leads the largest ophthalmology practice in the South Island, Southern Eye Specialist Limited, working closely with the directors on their strategic reach, whilst guiding the delivery of the operational imperatives of the specialist medical practice. Prior to this role, Shane held a similar general manager position in a busy Christchurch legal firm. Shane's career has breached global boundaries, having held both United Nations appointments and New Zealand Defence Force secondments across Cambodia, Bosnia, East Timor, Sudan and Afghanistan, primarily in support of international relief, humanitarian aid and in security and stabilisation efforts. Shane's key interests and experiences in management and leadership stem from a strong military career, initially as a soldier and then as an officer in the New Zealand Defence Force, premised around a communications, surveillance, and intelligence background. Shane holds a graduate diploma in management from the University of Canterbury and a Bachelor of Administration, Management and Leadership from the University of New England. It is my pleasure to welcome Shane to deliver the graduation address.
E aku nui, e aku rahi, a tēnā koutou katoa. A tēnei te mihi atu ki a koutou, a nā tauira, nā whānau, a nā kaimahi te whare wānanga o Waitaha. A ki a koutou nā manuhiri, a nau mai, haere mai, tauti mai rā, tēnā koutou, a tēnā koutou katoa. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, our distinguished guests, I greet you. To our graduates, to your families, and to the staff of the university, and to those that have come from afar, our visitors, I greet you 3 times over. I'm humbled to have been afforded an opportunity to spend a few minutes speaking to our graduates and in acknowledging your academic success. For some, I imagine it was a walk in the park. For others, and many of you, I imagine it was a struggle. Balancing family, balancing employment across your studies, and trying to have fun at the same time. Regardless, you all made it. You're all here now. Ka mau te wehi. What an amazing feat. Today is the time to celebrate. My life journey has taken me in some unusual directions and to some fairly volatile places in the world. Those sorts of opportunities tend to shape your outlook in life. I'm going to share 3 key principles with you today that have been the staple of my life to date. They may assist you on your journey. These principles have kept me in check. At the extreme, they have kept me alive on 1 or 2 occasions. And I've been able to celebrate a fair amount of personal and professional success in my life, yet also reflect on a significant number of failures. So here's principle 1. Fortune favours the brave. In any given moment in life, we generally have 2 options. We can seize the initiative, step forward into the unknown, and grow from the experiences that unfold. Or we can stand in a cloak of safety and let somebody else take that step ahead of us. In my lifetime, I have learned fortune favours the brave. So be bold. Be courageous, be brave. Seize upon any opportunity before you and do it before anybody else acts. But with a word of caution, don't be dumb about it. Whatever your opportunity, plan well. Understand your appetite for risk and mitigate that risk as much as you can. Plan continually, reassess and assess the situation over and over. But if your gut feel still says it's right, then act. In these sorts of situations, the success story isn't about the end state. It's about actually having the courage to take the first step. Be bold, be brave, be courageous. Not being successful brings me on to principle 2 that I live by. What happens when you experience failure? Or a series of failures? So here it is according to me. When you get knocked down, get back up again. And when you get knocked down a second time, stand again for a second time. And if you get knocked down a third and your dream or aspiration starts to disappear, dream another dream, find another aspiration and get up off the floor and get back out there.
When you succeed from failure and against the odds, the success is that much more sweet. My final principle is to be adaptable. You know, life can be pretty complex. Whatever our dreams and aspirations are today, they may pan out significantly different tomorrow or at some point in the future. Shift happens. Change happens. Disruption happens. It's just change. Change is the only constant in our lives. Adjust and show adaptability. For every plan that you make, put a second plan in your pocket because you're going to need to call on it someday in the future. And there you have it, my 3 principles. Be bold, brave, and courageous. When you get knocked down, get back up again and be adaptable. I truly wish that you all achieve your dreams and aspirations. And once again, I congratulate you on your academic success today. Be safe, stay healthy, and take time to include fun and enjoyment in your future endeavours. Mau ke te rita maunga, taki tumu te waka, ruatani whā te awa, kai tahu te iwi, nai tuahuriri te hapu, tuahui te marae. Ko Shane tōku wingua, tō reira, a tēnā koutou, tēnā rā tātou katoa.
Shane, on behalf of all of us, thank you very much indeed for your address. I kind of like remembering things simple. It's Shane's ABC of life. Adaptable, brave, and continuous. Thank you, Shane. As we bring our session to a close, it remains for me to do a couple of things. The first, on your behalf, is to give a special vote of thanks to the staff of the College of Engineering, the leadership under Professor Jan Evans-Freeman, and the executive of the college, and every member of staff in the college, the technical staff, the general staff, those who have acted as tutors. They have done an extraordinary job in bringing you here today. That job has been even more extraordinary since in 2014, when many of you will have started your studies, the university roll had shrunk by nearly 25% from its height 4 years before. You chose us then, and you are here now because of the efforts that they have placed and your trust in them. If you would join me in giving them the acclaim they deserve. The College of Engineering, your college today, is the largest of our colleges. It is the fastest growing of our colleges. For civil and structural engineering, it is recognised as among the top 100 in that discipline in the world. It has created new programs of study. It has moved staff and students and facilities around again and again, and finally come to rest in 45,000 square metres of new and redeveloped laboratories and student and staff space. We've fixed old and deferred maintenance. We've built greenfields, new buildings. We've fixed leaky buildings, and we have repaired buildings damaged by earthquakes. We've done the lot around you, for you, and with you. But thanks for coming. Thanks for staying, and congratulations on graduating. In a moment, I'll ask you all to stand, and together we will sing Gaude Amus, and if you would remain standing while the stage party leads the graduates from the auditorium. Please stand.